Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be showing you how I drew this big, beautiful green chrysanthemum using colored pencils and markers. For this drawing, I was working on Legion Rising Museum Mount Board 2-ply. One of the most common questions I get is what kind of paper do you draw on? And this is the paper that I have used for several years now. It's a really nice thick 2-ply board, and it comes in these really large sheets that I can cut down to any size that I want, which is nice. For this one, I cut it down to 20 by 20 inches, and this flower from tip to tip is about 13 inches across, which is what I try to shoot for when I'm drawing these big flowers like this. I've drawn several of these in different colors, and they're all typically 13 inches across on 20 by 20 museum mount board. Keeps everything nice and consistent in that series. I was using Prismacolor, Polychromos, Luminance, Holbein, Derwent Light Fast, and a couple of Lyra Rembrandt pencils. And within those brands, the main pencils I was using were Prismacolor and Polychromos. So for the other brands that I mentioned, I might have only used one or two pencils, but because I was drawing this mainly just all green, I was trying to just choose from my brands that I own to get the best greens that would work for this drawing. But you definitely don't need like 5 full sets of pencils if you want to draw this. I usually recommend that you buy pencils open stock as needed, especially when you're not entirely sure if you want a full set. Like if you've never tried a brand of pencils, I would absolutely recommend buy a few pencils and work on a project with them and determine, yeah, I actually love working with these and I want to buy a full set of them, or you know, I like 1 or 2 colors, but I don't necessarily need the full set. So that's just a tip. The sets can get very expensive and you don't want to, you know, invest that money when you haven't even tested those pencils. I was blending the pencils using Utrecht NOOD Odorless paint thinner, and I was using, at some points I was using a paintbrush. So for the larger petals, I was using a Dynasty Flat number 6. I think I had a number 4 as well for the slightly smaller petals. And then I was also using a pointed in Q-tip that you'll see me use when we get more to the center for the smaller petals. And those both work really well. I used to only use paintbrushes, and then lately I've switched over to using the Q-tips more frequently. I used a very similar process for all of these petals. I started off by outlining the borders of the petal that I was going to work on. Then I came through and added my shadows. I was mainly using the Polychromos Chrome Oxide Green for the shadows, and I also used a lot of the Polychromos Permanent Green Olive. That would be for the shadow areas of the lighter petals. So shadow and highlight, of course, are going to be relative to the petal that I'm working on. So in some petals where they're light, the shadows are actually, you know, colors that would have been more mid-tone colors in a darker petal. So keep that in mind when you're working. But I started off with that shadow, blocking that in. Then I would block in the contour lines or the veins that you can see with that darker color. Then I came through with my white Prismacolor and blocked in the highlighted areas where I wanted kind of in between those contour lines that I had blocked in with the darker color first. Next, I came through with the mid-tone colors, and I just kept working back and forth until I was pretty happy with it, and then I blended everything with the solvent. Then I came back through and just refined everything. I worked on the details. I darkened the shadows where necessary. In some cases, I was even coming in with the black Polychromos to make those dark shadows really nice and dark and crisp. I like really nice crisp edges, so that Polychromos pencil works well for that. And then, just depending on the needs of each individual petal, I was using something called a slice tool that will break up some of the pigment, and I can go back over those areas with my white pencil as needed. And then I was also using a Posca paint pen in white. So if the area that I was working on, if I couldn't get that wide enough using my electric eraser or the slice tool or my white pencils, then I would come through with that Posca paint pen in white. And I was using a technique where I would apply some of that paint and then I would swipe over it either with my fingertip or with the Q-tip just to kind of smooth it out. And that would bring everything back to that bright white where I wanted it. In some cases, I didn't need it. If I was able to maintain the white of the paper through the entire blending process and everything, then I didn't necessarily need that pen. But it's a really good tool to have just in case you need it. I've used it in a lot of different ways in my drawings over the years. A lot of times I use it just to add some bright white details and some sparkly bits. And here I was using it more as like a part of the process, really. And I think there are other types of, acrylic inks you could use other than the Posca paint pen, but that just happens to be my favorite at the moment. I do have a full tutorial series, 6 parts, over on Patreon. If you are interested in learning how to draw this, there's lots of real-time footage where I'm talking through exactly what I'm doing. I feel like I did maybe 10 or so petals in real time, and this is more of an advanced tutorial, so hopefully you've had some experience with color pencils if you're going to work on this, but I do have lots of beginner tutorials available as well. And the beginner tutorials that I offer on Patreon include fewer pencils, fewer brands of pencils, more step-by-step footage, smaller drawings. So like this one took over 40 hours. So for the beginner tutorials, I try to keep that limited. But this one is available now. As I got toward the center, I thought things were going to speed up, but what I found was that these smaller petals took almost as much time as the bigger petals because I still had to follow all the same process. I still had to outline everything, draw in the shadows and the highlights and the midtones, and so they took a little less time, but things weren't moving on quite as quickly as I expected them to. So when things start to get tedious, I really like to make sure I'm taking some breaks. Otherwise, I'll start to rush, and then I'm not happy with the outcome there. So be aware of that in your own drawing if you're working on something at this scale. Working on this center, I tried a few different techniques on a test paper before I finally settled on a combination of pencils and markers. I was working with the black Prismacolor and the black Polychromos, and then I was working with earth green yellowish and permanent green olive for the greens in the center. And then I also had a jelly roll pen, Sakura jelly roll pen, and a Posca paint pen in gold. So lots of different techniques. This was more technique driven than anything else, but also lots of fun. I really loved working on this one and very happy with the way it turned out. And here once again is my final drawing. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'm happy to answer those. And otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye everybody.